Alright, so I decided to try to make some spaghetti. As you can see, I fast forwarded the video because it took about an hour. It was like 59 minutes and something seconds. And I'm not trying to put an hour-long video on YouTube because no one's going to watch that shit. But anyways, yeah, so I tried to make some spaghetti. I'm a noob cook. I don't know anything about, I don't follow like recipes. No one's ever really taught me or anything like that. I just kind of play along, go along for the ride. Sometimes I'll look up recipes online. Anyways, got my noodles boiling. What I also do is I grill up, like I saute some onions and some garlic, and I put that in the sauce. And another thing I put in the sauce, because I am a meat eater, I like to put a little sausage in there sometimes. Different kinds of meat, usually beef or sausage. See right there, you can see I'm cutting up the onions and stuff like that. I like big old chunks, Like I said, not a chef, not a professional, just a dude in his kitchen trying to fucking stay alive by making some spaghetti. You know what I mean? It's cheap, it's fucking easy, and you can make it taste good. So that's pretty much why I like it. But yeah, I'm stirring around my noodles and all that, cutting up the garlic here. Every time I cut up garlic, I always think about that scene in Goodfellas. If you've ever watched that, great movie. I forget all the most of the characters' names, but they're in jail, right? And there's that one guy. He's cutting up the garlic with razor blades, and Henry Hill is talking about how great it smells and how awesome it is and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I'm like a movie guy. I like to watch all the movies, most of the movies, not all of them. So there we go. I'm stirring up my onions and my garlic. Throw a little cracked black pepper on there. What else do I grab? I think that's a little bit of parsley. I just like to throw random, herbs and stuff, man, because, like I said, no, I don't know. Not a chef, not a cook, never been trained. Just kind of playing it by ear. But I know what I like, and I like stuff that tastes good. I like savory, hot stuff. I also put, you might see later when I start cooking up the sauce, I put a little cayenne pepper in there. You know what I mean? A little bit of I guess you could say southwestern flavor. I don't know. Is that where cayenne pepper is from? Makes me think of a canyon, and canyons are in the southwest of America. Ah, there we go. Threw the old noodle on the wall just to see if they were done, and sure enough, they were. Pull it off the wall, rinse it off, and eat it. Not a bit goes to waste in my kitchen. Alright, straining the noodles there, and you gotta scrape out the ones that are left in the bottom, because there's always a couple. And if you don't clean that shit right away, it gets stuck in their pots forever. And that's aggravating. There we go, got my noodles. Gotta grab some Tupperware here. Strain them out, throw them in the Tupperware, throw a lid on it. I think I put just a tad of oil just to kind of keep them from getting clumpy, which, as you'll see, doesn't really help later on because when I go to get my bowl ready with spaghetti, they're really clumpy, but whatever. This ain't a fucking five-star restaurant. This is a single dude's apartment. And, I'm the only one eating it, so who gives a shit? Okay. Constantly washing my hands before I do anything. Oh yeah, I wanted to say, I am kind of in my own apartment and I'm pretty casual. But yeah, everything that's used has been washed. The stove is always cleaned down before and after. All that stuff. You gotta be kind of disciplined about that, man. You don't want to put gross germs in your food, even if you cook it and it kills everything. Finally, get that jar open. Took me a little bit more effort than I thought it was gonna, but that's okay. Doesn't really matter which kind you used. A friend of mine gave me some of that. Normally, I try to stay away from anything marked natural or organic because that's generally just a bunch of crap. I prefer GMOs, but sometimes it's unavoidable because the only thing you can afford is organic. Anyways, yeah, there we go. Dumping some parsley in there, some pepper in my sauce. I think I even put what do you call that stuff? Basil. Even though it probably already has some in there. I don't care, dude. I like to put a little extra. I've been a smoker for a long time, so, you know, my taste buds are probably all dead. So I got to put all kinds of extra salt and spices and peppers and herbs and just to get anything out of it, you know. But hey, that's the price you pay. Like I said, not a bit goes to waste. I had to get that last little tiny bit out of that jar of sauce. And of course, because I had nothing else to do, rinse it out. Washing the hands again, toweling them off. Alright. Now what the hell am I doing? Oh yeah, that's what I'm getting ready to stir that sauce up. Yeah, just keep moving it around. You don't want to let it sit, or at least I don't, you know, because it'll get, you know, burned onto the bottom of that pot, and it smells bad, and it ruins your sauce, and it ruins your day. And I still have to eat it anyways because I'm poor. So even if I make something and it sucks, that's what I got. Okay. A little sip of some cold water because it's hot as shit in my kitchen. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, I already had that sausage pre-made. I like to do it up in the skillet. I usually get like spicy Italian sausage or like beer brats. Those are really good, man. Those are really good. Anyways, this is spicy Italian. I had already, like I said, I got it in the skillet, cut it in half, and so here I just heated it up real quick in the microwave. Cut it up in a bunch of little pieces and put it in the sauce. And I got some nice little pieces of Italian sausage, already been, you know, a little bit blackened and stuff like. Not really blackened. I don't try to make, you know. I don't do things Cajun style, you know what I mean? But it's been cooked already. Then I throw it in the sauce, and it's really good, man. For some reason, I'm kind of one of those guys that likes to cook things like 3 or 4 times before I put it in. Before I put it in something, especially if it's like meat. Sometimes if I'm making beef stew, not every time, but sometimes if I'm making beef stew, I'll throw the beef in the skillet with some onions and stuff and a couple other things and fry it up or whatever. And then, as my soup is cooking, then I'll put it in the soup. That right there, you just missed it. I pulled out a bottle of wine. That's actually, in all honesty, that's the most important part of cooking. I forgot to grab it at the start, and I just remembered just then because it was 420, and sometimes on 420 it takes me a while to remember things. So yeah, I'm kind of going back and forth. I'm trying to open up this bottle off camera. I don't have a bottle opener, a proper one, because they keep breaking, because I keep drinking a bunch of wine. So right here I'm using pliers and a knife, and as you'll see, disaster kind of strikes here, which was a little bit annoying. My cork fell apart, but basically what you do when this happens, or at least what I've learned to do, is try to push it all the way in if you can, without, you know, you got to do it really, really slow, because if you just mash it in there, you're going to have wine shooting all over the place. So, yeah, what I did is you get your coffee carafe out, rinse that fucker. I use soap and everything. I cleaned it all out, because you're going to pour your wine in there, because the bottle is contaminated with pieces of cork and all that stuff, and you don't want to drink that. So, go ahead and get your coffee carafe ready. I have a spare one. Just for this kind of occasion, because this happens to me all the time. Check on my sauce, make sure nothing's burning. Checking on my onions too, because I don't know if they've been ready yet. So yeah. Here I go. I think at this point I'm still trying to see if I can take it out. And as you can see, I've given up. Forgot about this part. My cat moved my my cat moved my camera for me, and it took me kind of a long time to figure it out. But what I'm doing during this time, this is so stupid. I'm pretty new at making videos too, so I don't know if you picked up on that. Obviously, not very good at editing or anything like that. I'm barely hanging on here trying to get a voiceover on this thing. Who knows how it's going to turn out. It's probably going to be garbage. Anyways, there we go, I fixed it. You'll see my cat a little bit later on. She's cool. Oh, so yeah, I got the cork, I punched it all the way into the bottle, and I got a coffee filter, an unbleached brown coffee filter, put it over the carafe, and I pour the wine through that, and it pours it into the coffee carafe, and filters out all the pieces of cork. This one took a while because the cork never fell all the way into the bottle, so I just had to sit there pouring forever because it was just coming out as a little bit of a dribble. Good thing I did decide to fast forward this tape because this took a long time. And it was really annoying and I was cramping up, as you can see. A little bit later I start doing some double tasking because I got to make sure I don't burn my onions and garlic. But yeah, that's how you save your wine. If you know, whatever happens, however it goes, where you can't get the cork out and you got to push it in there. Yeah, you push that fucker in there, and you get a coffee filter, and a carafe, or something, something glass or whatever to put your wine in. And yeah, you just filter it by hand. As you can see, I'm pouring it all in there. Because again, wine is the most important part of cooking. Checking on my onions. Double tasking, multitasking here on the stove. Gave the onions and garlic a whiff. They did smell terrific. I think I turned them off at that point. I think they were pretty much done. Adjust my camera. Wash my hands again. Yeah, naturally I don't have any proper wine glasses because they all break for various reasons. Go ahead and make up your mind on that on your own. Stirring up the sauce, stirring up the onions and garlic, getting ready to drop them into the sauce, which is going to be fucking fantastic. I think that's the basil. I finally decided to put in. I forgot. It was either the basil or those hot, those pepper, that red pepper stuff that you get like when you order a pizza. I think it's just called red pepper, right? What am I doing here? Oh yeah, don't worry, I do leave the room, but my apartment's pretty small, so even if I step out of the kitchen, I still have a good eye on the stove. I'm not setting it and forgetting it. Believe me, definitely don't want to burn my house down. That would be a pain in the ass. So yeah, might look like I'm just disappearing, but I'm actually not. And again, still new to making videos, so I probably would love to edit some of this out, but fast forwarding at this point is the best I'm going to do. Because I don't know what I'm doing. There's my onions and garlic. Now they're going into the sauce. Oh, it's going to be delicious. Actually, it is delicious. I had some already, because I made this video yesterday. And I made the spaghetti yesterday, and I ate it. Stir, stir, stir. Now I put the lid on because I cranked up the heat a little bit because at a certain point you kind of do want it to hurry up and finish. Normally I cook things really, really low, but that takes a long time, and so I cranked it up high to make it a little bit faster. Because I was getting tired of standing there. I really just wanted to be done cooking so I could eat. You had to find a good song, too. That's always important. Listen to music when you cook. Don't listen to anything else. Yep, super bored of cooking. Smells pretty good. I think it's just about ready. Gotta take a taste. Almost got burnt. Almost ready, not quite. Almost. Yeah, this probably took, I don't know if anybody else out there makes spaghetti, how long it takes you. Like I said, it took me an hour, but pretty much takes me a long time to kind of do anything, so sort of a slow-moving dude. Except except when it comes to drinking wine. Oh man, what's going on here? That's my kitchen. I have no idea what I did right there. I just left. Came back. Now what am I doing? Oh yeah, shit's almost ready. That's what's happening. Now check out these noodles. Clumpy as fuck, dude. Oh, there's my cat. Her name's Bella. She's not allowed to eat spaghetti. Alright. Yes, look at that. Mmm, delicious. I eat it anyways. I don't care. I made it. Alright, we're approaching the end here. Getting ready to wrap up. Sauce smells good. On it goes. Yes. Delicious. And here we go. Oh, what the fuck am I doing? Oh yeah. Gotta put the Parmesan cheese on there. Just a little bit. Mmm. Yep. Savoring it. And it's good.